Hi everyone. So my name is Saikir and you all know me this thing from the podcast things that we do. So today I have one more interesting guest with me and his name is Atishey Jain. I'll call him Atishey in this entire podcast. So hey, hi Atishey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm all good, all good. Thank you for taking out time. So, guys, before we even get started with interviewing Atishey, just a brief intro about him. He is right now working in Amazon. Okay, that line itself is enough to introduce him. And we will dive further into his journey. But to give you a broader perspective, he started his journey in 2016, if I'm right, Atishay.
Journey as in like I graduated from college in 2019, and
2019.
then
Okay.
yeah, my first job was in the same year itself. Yeah.
Okay. 2019, you graduated, and then your first job was in
From cloud.
Prompt Cloud. Okay,
Yeah,
and there also you were a software developer, right?
correct.
Got it. So, before we get into your first job and all, so we would like to understand from you from where do you belong and where did you do schooling? When was the first time that you saw computers and you're like, yeah, मुझे computer science में I want to get into computer science.
Yes, sure. I am basically from Jharkhand. So there is a small town near Ranchi called Hazaribagh. So I belong from there. I did my till high school. I was in Hazaribagh itself, like till class 10th.
Hmm.
I studied in Xavier's Hazaribagh. And
Hmm.
then for my JEE preparation, along with schooling, I moved to DPS Bokaro.
Okay.
So I was staying like away from home there for 2 years.
Hostel. So you were in hostel?
Yeah, PG.
Got it.
Not we were not having any like school dedicated hostel, so it was like just PG nearby the school. Yeah,
Got it. Got it. So you have completed your 12th in which Bopara some place, right?
Bokaro Steel City.
DPS. There.
Okay.
But yeah. So now we we touch based upon Bokaro, place there you completed your 12th, and I'm assuming that you have completed your 12th and 12th science. Am I right?
Correct.
Done.
Science,
And
basically.
how was your relationship with the chemistry and physics?
Yeah, I had to like score well in all of the subjects because with the year which I gave JE, right? So even boards percentage was equally important.
Yes.
So yep. So I was like basically physics, chemistry, maths you have to focus on to even like get into good colleges. So all four of them were like in priority. But
Got
yes,
it. Done. Now, which one if I'm right, was your specialization or like that optional subject, right? You can select in 12th. Was that
yeah,
computer science by any means or something?
yes, it was.
Okay.
So
So,
it
which
was.
language did you learn?
So it was informatics practices. Even before, like, let me just go a little back. So from where as you asked initially, right? How did I like get fascinated from computers? So, like from I think from childhood itself, I like gaming a lot. Maybe like if I would find maybe my dad's phone or even my elder brother's laptop, cousin's laptops, I would like go and just play something, right? That is how I fascinated I was with like at least with phones and laptops. Then my dad bought a laptop when I was in fifth standard, and I heard from somewhere, maybe from my friends, that their elder brother he is working at Microsoft. I was like, yeah, I use this Windows itself. It's from Microsoft, and I thought, okay, that time I decided just like in air that yeah, I want to become a software engineer in Microsoft specifically because I was knowing only about Microsoft that time, right?
Okay.
Not, knowing nothing about what is software engineering at all, right? So I used to I got internet connection in fifth standard, so I just used to search also sometimes. Okay, what is software engineering? Not getting anything about it's written. I was just getting some Wikipedia pages, reading through that, understanding very less. But I was like somewhat I knew that this is where I might want to make my career at, right?
Got it.
And even in still remember in class 6, like our teacher, she used to ask everyone, what do you want to become? So I started from sixth standard itself. I was like telling everyone that yeah, I want to be a software engineer. And I actually started developing something in my 10th standard itself. So like we had this HTML, like we had this computers subject, and we had to make a project, like create a website using HTML and CSS. And it was like I was very much motivated to do that particular project because it was something which was like I was building something, right? So
Yeah.
that excitement, I was like giving my best. My friends, they were like waiting for the last time to complete it. So the day I got the project, I was like completely into it, finding how I can make it the best, right? And once I finished that project, it was like a very good feeling of creating a website of
Yes.
your own, right? I used to keep in my pen drive and show everyone, see, this is what I made. So yeah, that
Which
was
which 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 year was this?
uh, at 10th I was in 2013.
2013, right? हाँ.
Yes, yes,
2015 you graduated from your 12th, if I am right. है ना?
correct. Yes,
हाँ,
yes.
so that's my 2016 का link जो मैं सोच के आया था वो था. Yes, got
Okay,
it.
okay.
So 2015 when, like, I'll not ask you how much you scored and all, but still if you would want to like
Yeah,
share
yeah.
us
I scored
how
pretty
much you.
well in school actually. I got like I came third in DPS, so I scored like 95.4%.
Okay,
Optional IP, I scored maximum in IP. Actually, I scored 99 in IP. So there, it was Java, HTML, and little bit of MySQL. So
got
there
it.
I did not put much effort. In the end, I like since I did uh, few things in HTML in my 10th standard, so that helped. And it was just like natural inclination towards that since I did not put much time into computers in 11, 12, right? For obvious reasons to get into good college. But yes, I was able to score max in that.
Got it, got it. Now, when you mentioned 94% percent right now, my audience who are seeing it, okay, on the YouTube, they will be like, "Arey, we didn't get that good score, so aren't we
Okay.
eligible for Amazon?
11th,
Yes or no?"
11th standard, I got 74%.
Okay,
So
that's
you,
that's good. That's good to like for the reference. TK, okay.
yes.
Fine. Now, I have a next question here. That's like once you completed your 12th, okay, and you wanted to select a college, okay. So how that journey went on? So like, how did you said, ki, okay, I want to go into this particular college?
Okay, yeah. So I was just able to clear mains, like just
Hmm.
I think the score was 105, cutoff was 105. I
Hmm.
scored like 110, I guess. Uh, my rank, it short to 31,000 rank, like
Hmm.
due to my board score. But
Hmm.
still, I was very clear that I want to take computer science branch. I
Hmm.
am not going to compromise with that.
Hmm.
So considering that, like I knew that I will not get a good college from like not good NITs with computer science branch. So I did not even like went for counseling because I knew I will get chemical branch or something, right? So apart from that, I was like I gave multiple other exams. For example, Comet K I gave for the Karnataka colleges, and also I gave for Bengal colleges. I gave WBJE. So there, since I prepared for my JE at least at JE standard, right? So even that preparation helped a lot clearing this exam, and the best rank I got in Comet K only. And I one of my elder cousin, he actually used to study. He graduated from PS University,
Hmm.
so he helped me to make that decision. That yeah, see, with this rank, I was getting some other campus of the same university. So there is one main campus in Banshankari, and one other campus was there, a south campus in Electronic City. So he told, yeah, since the placements were together, and I was getting computer science branch, and the placement also, it was like second in Bangalore. So after RV college, PS
Hmm.
placements were like great. So that made me to make this decision.
Got it. So you
Yeah,
just because of your cousin guiding you, you went on to select PS college.
correct. So he
Which
was like
branch was yours? Yours was
computer
electronics.
science. Computer science.
No, no, no. Which when I say PS has got two
Okay,
campuses.
yeah, Electronic City.
Your one was electronics, and you were
Correct,
like
correct.
very nearby to the actual heart of like
Yeah,
Silicon Valley
correct,
of India,
correct.
right?
Yes.
But
So it was like
that
just 1 kilometer away. We had all the service-based company campus, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, right? So yeah.
okay. So you have like basically from your first year itself when you entered Bangalore, you were like, यही मेरा target है, यही पे जाना है. Was that way?
No, I would not say that. Like when I was coming, when I first entered Bangalore, right? I was like traveling from my railway station to where I was staying. So my cousin, he was already working in Flipkart that time. I actually he dropped from Flipkart and he was doing some startup of his own. And when I was coming in that, like I would say, path itself, I saw Adobe
Yeah.
buildings, right, near Marathalli. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it looks like
This is it.
a place where I belong.
This is
Yeah,
it. It is where I have to be if I have to be. Okay.
yeah,
So, I mean, it should be like the student of the year, entire BGM in the behind, and like you're entering the college, you saw your target, and like,
uh,
how I have to do this. Got it.
yeah.
Now, your first year went by and all. So, like, how was your, uh, uh, because you had a early what we say exposure to coding in terms of Java, in terms of HTML and MySQL. So although your college may be teaching you physics, chemistry, and math, and like workshops, woodcuttery, and metal workshops,
Yeah.
and all, so you still may be like inclined towards computer science, saying that no, I have to like at least be good at something. How was it if your first year?
Yeah, so like from first year itself, the expectation was set, right? You also need to have a good CGPA to like
Hmm.
sit into maximum companies, right? So
Hmm.
you have to even score well in other subjects as well. I was not liking at all doing those like mechanical workshops and even like making something in AutoCAD. And that was actually stressing me out. What if I score less in these subjects? Because at least on the computer subject, I was like, okay, I have the basics. At least I know the basics. And the first year, it's mostly about that. So, first year it was like just exploring things in college and maybe just scoring well enough so that I can set that base. So I was
Got it.
not at all studying like during normal days. It was just before exam I was studying. There that time I remember. So one of our professors, they just casually mentioned that yeah, you have to do coding maybe from platforms like HackerRank. So I
Hmm.
started doing a little bit of that. But apart from that, I was like, since I wanted to explore other things, so I also joined my college dance group. So I was like into dancing as well from my childhood. So I was actually exploring those options like the fests are happening. Those things were completely new to me. So yeah, not focusing much, okay, how things will be, because in the end, after 4 years, we'll have to think about places. It's just first year. Let's explore.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Got it. So, you mentioned Hacker Earth here. Okay.
Hacker rank.
Hacker Rank. Okay.
Yes.
So you are a Hacker Rank person. Got it. Now, because there are like two segments in the entire industry. One is like Hacker Earth, one is like Hacker Rank. So, got it. So, Hacker Rank. Now, before going there, I just want to say one thing what I have derived from it. It's like people think that who crack Amazon or like Google or all these product-based companies, they are like from day one, they have this in their mind, ki nahi, I have to do this only, I have to do this only. There is no fun and anything left. It's
Mhm.
it's not the case totally. After listening to your story, also we can say that ki na na na, it's not like that. You focus
Yeah.
on your life also at that point in time,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
So yeah,
Yeah.
now you mentioned one thing that is hacker rank. For the audience, would you like to describe what hacker rank is and how it is helpful?
Yes. So HackerRank is a platform where you can go and solve questions related to data structures algorithms. Basically, like it's like even it contains some modules where if you're just starting off with the basics, okay, maybe I want to learn Java. So the best way of learning is by doing it. So
Yeah.
you can go and there they have like modules like 30 days of code in Java. So you can get started from scratch even without any prerequisites. So that is how even I started with the basics that I was knowing. And yeah, that is what HackerRank is for
Got it.
solving problems.
Done. So basically, one more word that you mentioned here is DSA, data
Right.
structure algorithm.
Yeah.
Okay. So one is hacker rank. Your college professor mentioned, ki, hey, please have a look at it and try solving code in hacker rank.
Yeah.
Then you went on and you understood, actually, it's all about DSA. Okay, in hacker.
DSA, I would not say I was like completely aware that time. What is DSA? I just knew that okay, we use arrays because till that time I knew okay, there is something array which we have to use.
Hmm.
So just with that knowledge, I went there.
Okay. And once you like started doing uh, until that point you were not even aware about this. Actually, this is a competitive coding, boss. This is what
Correct. Correct.
it is actually known as, right? So when you like started doing it, Acha, with the basic Java and the other knowledge, the programming knowledge that you have got, so you started this DSA part, basically DSA. Now, how was the entire journey with the DSA? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Or how you used to cope up, where sometimes you may not be able to solve things on HackerRank?
Yeah, so as I was telling, first year I was not very much serious that I have to do it consistently, right? I was just exploring, and some days I used to sit and just do it. There are like some questions like maybe just creating a pattern. There also I
Hmm.
used to get stuck, and I used to spend days maybe just solving a particular question. So it
Hmm.
was not like okay, within 1 hour I was able to solve, right? Sometimes it used
Got
to
it.
happen that okay, I started off with a question, and I since I was not able to do it, so I get started with some other things, not completing this thing, and then maybe after a few months I come back. So it was like I would say it was just
Not so
I
consistent.
not so consistent, yes. And
Got it.
even if I have to say, like even in the consecutive years, I think hacker rank I was completely out of touch in my second and third year because there are so many other things that our professor tells, our senior tells, our peer tells, right? So you are still figuring it out, like okay, what is it that takes to get into good companies, right? So then a lot of emphasis was given on projects. Okay, you have to have something good project or some a good resume, right? So those things, people like my peers and even the professors were telling. So that actually like distracted me from just focusing on DSA
Yeah.
per se.
Got
Yeah,
it. So your entire you had a touch point in the very first year. Your professor mentioning hacker rank. You
correct.
started doing it, and after like doing it for the let's say few days, then you lost the complete touch in second year, third year, focusing on projects. When you say projects, what kind of projects that you have built in second year, third year?
So yeah, in second year, first thing, like one of my friend, he was like already kind of a developer from before his college days itself. Like he created some
Got it.
projects. So so that was like a good point for us that okay, this guy has
Benchmark.
done something benchmark. Yes.
Uh,
So we were like, okay, this guy has already done this much, so we are already left behind. Right. So we used to work with him, like go with hackathons with my friend that okay, we will learn something because of him. Right. I
mm,
think I'm not sure first year or second year. I went into my first hackathon. So it was
mm,
like we did some IoT based project using some Arduino Uno because first time we knew about those microcontrollers, right? But there mostly I did not do anything because I was just seeing and learning because he already knew all of it. So I was just trying to maybe write some code. I think I wrote something about the C code related to the Arduino. But apart from
mm.
that, creating the dashboards where we want to show the data that we were planning to collect, those things it was completely taken care by my
Got it.
friend. It was kind of like 24 hours hackathon. So yeah, it was a good experience. Okay, how things happen, but I personally I did not like contributed majorly into it, right? So just experienced it. uh
Understood.
so it was, I would not say this was my project, but yeah, I would write it in my resume because I contributed in it, right? So I have something in my resume. So
Got it.
yeah.
So apart from that one hackathon, any other hackathons that you have been to?
uh in my college itself, we used to have like two kinds of hackathon. One was like hosted by electronics department, one was hosted just by the computer science department. But you the theme were different, but yeah, in the end you can choose to build softwares in those hackathon, right? So first year I tried this computer science department hackathon, and I would say second year I tried this electronics department hackathon with the same team.
Got it.
So yeah, that time also we did something on IoT side, but again, not major contribution. I would say my first end-to-end project was during my third year
Got
when I had these specific subjects like I have to study DBMS, I
huh.
had to study I would say like other subject I think it was I don't remember the subject name. We had, I think it was in Java itself. We had to study about the web development concept as well.
Yes. Full stack. Basically, Java based full stack programming
Yeah,
entirely.
yeah, something, some subject. I think we just had subject called
Servlet.
as Java.
Okay, JSP is one, and okay, fine. ठीक है. I don't know the exact
Yeah,
things
yeah.
what, but ठीक है, done. Got
So
it.
yes, we had to create a project with something like library management system, basically where you do something full stack. So I was very excited that time. first time I have to do now because of that pressure. I have to do it, right? And
Yep.
because till now I was like not doing something in the development side majorly consistently. So this was like, no, I have now a goal because of my course. So let's do it right way.
Got it.
So the same enthusiasm that I had when I built my website, right, in class 10th, so that came back. And so yeah, I built something like this OLX, like how they buy, like you can post an ad, you can, or you want to buy something, you can do that. So just on that idea itself, I created something for books that
Got it.
if
Marketplace,
someone
basically. Marketplace.
yeah, kind of, you can say that. Uh, but yes, it was like basic front end. I just copied templates from here and there and created using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. Back end, I chose to go with Node.js, and since I was having some idea about MySQL, so I chose that as my data
MySQL.
database. Yes. So
And that might have given you entire boost. Na? Ki, hey, yaar, I can actually develop software at the end of the day. Same
yeah,
what me.
yeah, exactly. So I was like over underestimating it. Yeah, it will be okay. I would be able to do it since I have built a website long back, right? So I was
Hmm.
having that confidence. But once I started into it, then yeah, things started to become like it took more time than I expected it to take, right? So I learned a lot of things. I was just that time I was just starting random. I thought, okay, let's start by creating the first database tables, how
Hmm.
I will be storing the data. From there, then for front end, I was just I knew that okay, this is how my front end will be. So I just took out some templates, joined them together, and made the front end part. So because I already knew HTML, so that was the easy part for me, right? But when it came to backend, it was like how to connect with database, how to actually retrieve data or store data. That part it took maximum time for me. So that where I got the maximum learning. Yeah,
And you're mentioning about Node.js in the year of 2016, 17. 17. Okay.
2018, third year.
Third year. Okay. 2018.
Yes.
Got it. So when that's like that time only Node.js and this MongoDB Express, this entire MERN stack was
Yeah,
on rise
correct,
in
correct.
terms of like
So
trending.
that time it was
Yeah.
more mean stack, like
Yeah. Yeah.
Mongo,
Yeah. Yeah.
Express, Angular, and Node, right?
Yes.
Merge
Yeah.
stack, it started coming off when I was like in my final years. Then I
Yes.
saw that uh,
Curve.
hot topic, merge stack, right?
Got
So mean stack was there. So I thought, okay, Node.js is something which is hot. And I was like, okay, I am learning Java, right? I want to learn something else
it. Got it.
because I was just seeing Internshala and saw that there were a lot of internships for Node.js specifically. So I thought, okay, let's do this. So that is why I went ahead with it.
Got it. You mentioned one more good thing, Internshala. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have that was your go-to place to actually check out on internships and all.
Yeah, so you like already college, you always have cash crunch, right? So you find
Yes.
something that you can do which will add up in your resume, will make some money, right? So I was
Yeah.
just applying, just seeing, okay, what can I can do after college. But uh, at least for my resume, I was not getting any shortlist because I was not meeting their requirements, I would say.
Got it.
Yes.
So, then did you anytime do any kind of an internship?
So I did one internship in my final year only.
Hmm.
So again, it was like as part of my curriculum, I had to do 2 month internship mandatorily.
Okay.
So one of my friend relative, he was working in some company where because it was not easy to get 2 months internship, right? Because it was like every company, good company, they wanted for 6 months, right?
Yes.
And in our college specifically, we were not getting any company for internships because in NITs, IITs, companies go for 2 months internship as well.
Yeah.
Good bank level companies go there, but for us there was no such opportunity. So
Yep.
I was just figuring out from my own network, okay, how can I get an internship? Because my few of my friends who were like were very good developer, they had a lot of things in a resume, they were able to find something. A few
Yep.
of my friends who were just like me, they were thinking of paying some entity. They were like giving, okay, this for 2 months we will give you certificates, you pay us 3,000, right?
Yep.
So it was like that. But I wanted to do maybe, okay, let's see if I can get something, even if I am not getting paid for it. So
Hmm.
from my network, I was able to find this opportunity, as you must have seen in my LinkedIn as well. Inksha Technologies.
Yes.
So there,
Yeah.
they were doing something in Node.js, like they were
Hmm.
building for a client in Node.js. So I had Node.js in my resume. I think that helped me to at least get my resume shortlisted. So from the engineer in their team, we had I would say an informal interview. He just wanted to know how much I know about Node.js, what I did in my project, right? So that is how I got. It was unpaid, but I was
But the
excited with.
learning was on a different level. I as
Yeah, I thought, okay, I will learn something. I will get some industry exposure, right? There, I was like in 2 months, I was not put into any project,
got
any
it.
because it was client project, right? So they were having some data issues where
Got it.
they already a product that they had built. So there, it was some internal product. So they wanted to show employee data there, but there was some parsing issue. So I
Hmm.
got a chance to create a script there using Node.js and solve that data issue.
Got it.
So that I did there, and uh, just knowing how industry is, how IT industry is,
Works.
right? Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, it was
Got
a decent experience.
Done, done, done. So now, coming back to like the college story. Okay, so this was
Correct.
your first internship. Maybe like okay, fine. Here we'll take a small diversion and we will answer from like current viewers' perspective. If they have to crack internships now in their colleges, like when they're studying in their colleges, they are looking forward to crack certain internships. What are the ways that you think they should take? And what experiences should they talk about in their internship so that they can get an internship? And you also mentioned that when you were applying for internships in Internshala, so recruiters were not selecting because that those things were missing in your profile. So from that entire learning, what's your suggestion for the people who are looking for internships now?
Yes. So what I was first say everyone is go and see the platforms. Okay, what exactly is there in the job? What kind of internships are there, right? Which you are interested in, maybe, right? Try to see what is the where what kind of technology is in like much demand. So gather that data point, and from there work backwards. Okay, maybe for example, merge stack is hot right now, so
Yeah.
create a project in merge stack. So you should not spend time learning about theoretically, okay, what is MongoDB, what is Express.js, right? Just you select maybe any project. For example, you create a Spotify demo where
Hmm.
you have a UI where you can search for a music, and then you have some backend which will fetch those files from backend and show it in the UI. You pass that to the UI layer, right? Just try to anything, you don't even need to create a very like something which is a ready product for customer, right? It's just for your learning basis. So whatever, if you have any specific idea, try to implement that,
Got
but
it.
don't overthink. Like just do it. That is how you will learn.
Very nice. I mean, very nicely put. Don't overthink, just go do it
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like get some project on your profile ASAP and
yeah.
which
So I think
earns some
I have.
purpose. Yep.
Correct. So I think I did overthink for my second, third year, right? Which in the end I was just reading and not even doing anything. But once I get that, it for me it was a forced opportunity because of my curriculum. But you can do that from first year itself. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I don't have enough knowledge. Maybe in the further years I will be able to build a project. But even if you have just started in college, you can learn this. It's not even related to your curriculum, right? It's up to you how much you can learn. So that is
Got it.
something I think as a fresher we are not very confident, okay, what we can do, right? What we can contribute to. So the best way is to just doing just try things, actually create projects.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Now, one more question I have here with the internship itself. Students should focus on DSA for internship opportunities also, yes or a no?
So yes, I have seen my friends having some DSA rounds as well. Some good companies, they will ask you, so suppose if like it's a mid-sized company or a big company, right? They would want to see your problem solving skill. But if it's a startup, they would want you to actually contribute in the next 2 months. So they would want someone who already have knowledge in that.
Got it.
So with DSA, you will be able to even apply in big companies, because even if you have done a project, if you are like very you don't have any practice in DSA, you might not get a good brand in your resume because of that, even if you are a good developer.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So DSA matters a lot for that
Yep.
matter.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Yes.
even for internships, like be ready with your DSA skills so that when you sit in those big branded companies in those interview rounds, they will ask for that. Got
Correct.
it.
Yeah. So
Uh,
from, I
uh,
think from first year itself, you should have this habit of starting with DSA, right?
got
Because that habit will help you now as well. Now, if I have to switch to some other company, or even if I have to take interviews on behalf of Amazon, I need to ask DSA questions. If I am out of touch of it, how can I like do a good job there?
got it. Got
So
it.
that
Got it.
habit, what you create in college, right, that will help you throughout your career.
Got it. Now, amazing. That's that habit that you create in your college will help you throughout your
Correct.
career. That's
Yes.
one line which is very good. Now, going back to your college life, about how was the placement season? How were the companies coming up, and how was your entire experience with the placement thing?
Correct. Yes. So our main campus, they used to get 6 month internship opportunities as well because of the curriculum. So they were like autonomous university. We were still under a VTU. So we
Hmm.
had this constraint that we can't do 6 month internship in our like final year, final semester, seventh semester. So many good companies opportunities were already out of us, out of our reach because of this constraint. And obviously good companies came. So first company itself where I like gave the online test was Microsoft itself. So that was like a
All
dream
boss,
company. Yeah.
all
So
back.
childhood, yes. So yeah, okay. I got the opportunity to try, but I got a reality check that time. Okay. DSA questions, 3 questions were there. I was just able to solve one. So, and even I was not able to create online tests. So that hit me hard that time. Okay, no, DSA is very important. That is when I realized I remembered my first year that, okay, I did hacker rank there. Now I can see what I
Got it.
missed. Yes.
Missed upon. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So then how was the entire pickup that you did? Then you started picking up on DSA. Then the next day onwards, कि आज रात से DSA, today night
Exactly.
DSA.
Exactly. Yes. So I started DSA from that day itself. I started again going back to Hacker Rank, practicing in Geeks for Geeks. I would say these two platforms I was focusing primarily on. And then we had, right, we knew that, okay, this company is coming. So just used to search for their interview experience and see, okay, what questions they're asking, most common questions. So just do that first without any structure. I was like, okay, let try to find a shortcut. I was just trying to find a shortcut. Okay, this maybe they are asking this question, this topic question. Let's mug it up. Let's try to understand it on our own. So I was just trying to get into a good company with that limited amount of time. But
Got
yes,
it.
I would say my DSA preparation started from my fourth year itself after placement, during placements.
Got it. So in the which month? I mean, from January itself, which month you started your DSA prep?
So
When was this Microsoft thing happened? I
August,
mean,
I think August maybe
August
August
2018.
20, August 2018. Yes,
Yes, Hannah? August
correct.
20. Got it. So August 2018, you started your DSA thing, and then exactly you have around 10 months in your hand before the college ends, right? So that's
Correct.
the race that you were running, and then fine. So
Yeah.
then, which all other interviews that you gave in your final year?
Yeah, so I was not able to clear all top MNCs, even online tests also. Even with this, another thing was like companies like Cisco, Deloitte, they were asking aptitude as well, like
Got it.
MCQs, right? So I was like, it's very much confusing that time. Okay, I have to prepare for aptitude as well. I have to prepare for DSA as well. And some companies, they were also asking questions specific to computer networks, DBMS.
Hmm.
But again, it depends on the role they were hiring for. They were hiring for network engineers, they were hiring for consultants. So that time I was like, okay, whatever is coming, let's prepare for that. We'll see where it goes. Even if it was a very good company, I was okay to compromise with the profile. But it was like a decent, like average company with average package. I was like, no, if I have to go, I will go with software engineer uh, role only. So I got rejected in all of the, even Deloitte, it was kind of a mass hiring for us. I was not even able to clear online test for that.
Hmm.
So it was little demotivating as well because I was seeing a lot of my friends getting placed and I was still stuck there. So during that, because of that low point, I would say I even sat for Infosys mass hiring.
Hmm.
So even before Infosys, like I went for my first interview, I would say in Tally. So Tally, I was able to clear online test and they had this group discussion round. So I was able to clear that as well. The next
Yep.
round was it was DSA specific rounds. They asked me questions related to hashing. And there I was like just able to come up with brute force
Hmm.
solution. So I was since I was not very well versed with data
Yep.
structure by that time, so I got rejected. But yes, uh, that was like that was also one of the point that I realized no, DSA is what even once you get into the online test, you have to face these rounds. Hello.
Maybe it's my internet problem, I think. So I'll just switch my internet right now. 1 minute. Hey Atish,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, fine, TK, I'm so sorry for that.
No
But
problem.
I've heard the Tally boot force thing that you were able
Yeah.
to do. And then they were looking at some other things. That's the reason they said no. Then which other placements that you like the interviews that you sat for?
Yes. So after that, since again after rejection from Tally, and then I had this Wipro interview. So Wipro Turbo hiring something was there. So it was kind
Yes.
of it was not like the very the mass recruitment role. It was just one level above that. So it was like 5 6
Yep.
LPA job, and they were hiring for project engineer. So it was kind of a developer role only. So like I was able to clear the online test. I did well in the I would say the technical rounds. So they asked binary search based questions. It was like something which I was able to solve. They asked questions around Java, so I was able to answer that as well. But there was this HR round. I think I was not able to. Maybe the HR did not like my answer, or something happened there. So that day, I think everyone who was sitting till the evening, except two of us, everyone got hired that day. And it was like the lowest point of my life. I'm not even able to clear Wipro. My friends, they got into Wipro. Even some friends, like it was like, okay, I practice at least more than that. I'm still not able to clear what is happening. I was like, I was okay. It was not that it was very much hurtful for me, but yes, after facing consecutive rejections, you get like, okay, what will happen now? So I thought, okay, let's go for this tier three company role as well in Infosys. The mass hiring was happening.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, let's at least have a backup. So
Got it.
that was actually my first offer. So it was again like with just one round, not technically coding at all. It was just aptitudes based and communication based. So at least I got that offer. From it was not, it was just a backup for me. I knew, so I was not even happy at all. Even after getting the offer, it
Hmm.
was like, okay, chalo, at least I have one offer inside.
One
Now
backup, one
let's
safe.
correct. So
Yes.
let's go back to our preparation. So yeah,
Got it. So now, after this were your in-campus interviews. Did you
correct.
go for out-campus? I mean, like off-campus interviews and all.
So off campus, I was applying in parallel, but unfortunately, I was not getting any calls for interview. Uh, I got one recruiter reached out to me from Yahoo. So Yahoo parent company Verizon. So
Hmm.
they invited me to their office for an interview for software engineer role
Yep.
only. So
Hmm.
I just gave that interview, which was off campus. So yeah, I went there. They asked me LLD questions like you have to create some
Got it.
classes for
Solar
some
design.
problem statement, and there were some puzzles. I was
Hmm.
not prepared on that basis. I was like focusing on DSA and LLD. I did not prepare much that time. So I did something, but I knew that it did not went well. And uh, I got the rejection there as well. So again, came back to my preparation, and
I mean,
now
those all guys didn't know that अतिशय आगे जाके Amazon में जाने वाला है सब लोग ना 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 बोलते गए. But yeah, I mean that's the story, right? That's the story I wanted to
Amazon
even come
also
to the.
came to my office or my campus, but they came for this cloud
Ah,
support associate. They never used to come for
ah,
SD roles. So
okay.
even that online test I did not clear. Amazon, Samsung, all big companies, I did not clear any online test that by until my final year. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So now when you see, okay, from the level that you're sitting in terms of like now you're a SDE at Amazon and you have cracked it already, and now you even probably there may be times that you interview and even now you mentor students. So what is that one suggestion that you have for students from this experience that you have got? Hey, when you go for your interviews for placements, prepare in this manner and do this, and how to prepare for a rejection and how to take a rejection. So would you like to like please have a take on this?
Sure. So now if I have to do the same thing again, first thing that I would do is like, see, if you have made it clear that you want to get into development, you want to become a software engineer specifically. So if that is clear, then you should first go and check the best companies out there where you will get the best job, right? In terms of compensation, in terms of work experience, in terms of the problems that you will be solving, right? So you should check the interview experience, right? You should know, okay, what is the bar? Till what point I have to
Hmm.
prepare, right? You should first
Hmm.
check that. So you can have a backwards plan from there. Okay, that these are the things I have to prepare for, because everyone around you, they are figuring things out. They also don't know what they are doing, right? So if you hear from your peers, they will suggest something which even they are not sure if they will, it will help you to get there, right? So now with the current stage, the current opportunities that we have, like all the medium channels that we have, you can just go and check YouTube. You will hear it first and from the experts directly. You can
Yeah.
you have so many things now, like information is out there for everything, right? So you should that should be your point of reference. So once you know, once you have that little bit clarity, okay, these are the things that I have to prepare for. So it will everyone, you must all, most of the freshers now know that, yeah, DSA is something that they have to prepare for. And along with that, you should have some projects in your resume, development projects. So if you're going for a developer role, you have to show that you have developed something, right? So you should have done projects in your resume. So in your 4 years, as I mentioned previously, get into the habit of coding daily. Sometimes it can be DSA, sometimes it can be development. So you can plan accordingly. So sometimes your course will require you, your college curriculum will require you to create a project. So that time you can dedicate it for project, do it seriously. So that way you are even able to get good grades, and also it will help, it is helping in your resume. Also,
Got it.
if you are not clear that you want to get into developer roles, right? So college is all about exploring. So explore other roles if
Got
you
it.
want to get into data science, right? Or if you are interested maybe just in the UI part, you want to just build the front end UX, right? So explore things, make projects in everything if you're still not sure, and then make a decision. You have 4 years, you have a lot of time, so you can do a lot of things, but you have to have a plan. Okay, maybe in the next 6 months, maybe I will try this. So you will dedicate your time specifically for that. So that way, if you approach your
Got it.
college, I think it will be much more productive, and you will be able to start off with a very good company of your choice.
Got it. Got it. And one more thing about the rejection part.
Yeah, rejections part. So see, I am a kind of person that, yeah, I just accept it very easily that, okay, this is what it is right now. It happens. Maybe something good is there in line. So I just
Yes.
take it very positively. I try to learn from it. Okay, what is it that I did wrong? Right now, I have this mindset that, okay, if I am not able to clear anything, first thing is I might not be at the correct place at correct time. That is the luck factor. But the major important thing
Got
is,
it.
like, I might not have put enough time and effort into it to get there. So it's not about my
Got
lack
it.
of skills. It's all about my lack of preparation. So if I spend enough time doing this, I will get there. So
Got it.
if you also face rejection, just see like, okay, maybe I haven't spent enough time doing this. I'm still not there yet. So let's spend more time. Let's reach that level and try again.
And one more thing, when these rejections are happening, and you said कि all my friends are getting placed, I'm
Correct.
not getting placed, and
Yeah.
मैं विप्रो में भी नहीं हुआ, अरे यार ये क्या हो गया, right? So at that point of time, what's the message that you would like to give to everyone who is going through that phase? कि many times I have seen students कि यार they see this 1 2 interviews and then they are like give up, it's not my cup of tea,
Yeah.
छोड़ो, I'm gonna do something else only. So what's your message for those kind of people?
Yeah, so just see it like that. Yeah, see, this was a just a test for you. Now you were not prepared for this test. That is why you failed. So let's give another test in future. But now you have learnings from this failure. कि ठीक है, now
Got
these
it.
are things I did wrong. So let's prepare for this, right? And don't associate too much your self identity with that job. So it's just part of your professional life, right? If you're not getting this, maybe something good is there for you in future. Think like that. So it's just a small setback, but you have a long way to go.
Got it. Got it. Now, one more thing, Atishey here. You got that Infosys offer letter, the first offer letter that you
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
Post that Infosys thing, but your first job was in Prompt
Prompt cloud.
Cloud.
Correct.
So how that thing happened?
Yeah, that was also campus placement. So this job I got in January. So from August till January,
Okay.
I was just having this Infosys offer. And again, we in our college we had this rule that you can only get two offers. Now, if you got a tier three
Got
offer,
it.
you can't get another tier three offer. You can go for tier two and tier one jobs only. So
Hmm.
this company
Hmm.
came with software engineer profile and this tier two. It was a tier two category uh, place company, and like by that time in January, most of the like good candidates they already got placed, right? So a lot of cream got filtered. So that time again it was like where the rounds were DSA specific only, and I was able to this time I was able to like solve questions, and I performed well in the online test, and then I think 4 5 us only reached the face to face interviews. So out of that, two of us we got into this company. So they asked like it was completely DSA specific how all the companies product based companies, right? So I was this time at least I was able to perform well because of my 6 7 months of preparation. So I was still it was
Depression or preparation?
sorry.
Preparation, right? It's not depression.
I told preparation only. It was not depression for me. So yeah, it was a
Okay.
difficult time for me, but it was full of learning. So yeah,
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So Prompt Cloud thing happened in January. So when you joined this company?
July.
July. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So July, you joined, and then you worked in that company for how many years?
No, I worked there for 5 months, 4 to 5 months. That's it.
Okay. Then post that,
Amazon,
post that
January
Amazon
20.
happened.
Yes.
Okay.
So let
So
me,
yeah, how that entire thing happened?
yeah,
Like
let me.
पाँच महीने में like thug to Amazon.
So it was just not a 5 months thing, right? This was there from my, it was in my mind from starting of that Microsoft rejection altogether.
हाँ.
So
Hmm.
with January, this prom cloud, I got the job. And I knew that I can't set for even good opportunities in from my college. So that channel
Hmm.
was closed for me. And
Hmm.
I was still not very happy. I was like, okay, ठीक है,
Hmm.
better than Infosys, but still, I'm not there yet. So my preparation continued. I was practicing DSA, and I was practicing from HackerRank, Geeks for Geeks, and Interview Bit platform as well. And that is
Hmm.
when in I would say April 8th, I was in 8th semester. April, I came to know about this course they were starting, Interview Bit Academy. It was not even called Scale at that
Yeah.
time. They used to call it Interview Bit
Yeah.
Academy.
Got
So
it.
I saw the structure of it that yeah, these are the DSA they will be complete like covering, and then they will have placement assistant as well. I was applying off campus. It was very clear to me I'm not getting any call. So at least I have this new thing for me. And the other thing was that okay, they were charging some money, but it was postpaid model that if you get a job with this minimum CTC, you will get into then only you have to pay basically. So I was like, okay, at least I don't have to pay anything upfront. So I was like, okay, let's take this chance. I was
Let's take this
uh,
plunge.
yeah, because I was not having anything, any placements were not working for me off campus. So I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. And they again had some online tests, and they selected like 200-300 people for the batch. And from May, my classes started, right? So I was
Got it.
the preparation that I was doing on my own. And now I had a structured plan for it, that how things will work for me in the next 6 months, right? So I was like,
Got it.
before July, I was completely focusing on this, attending classes, doing the course homework and assignments. So it was all about DSA. So I was just coding every day. That is how it was. So with my first job, uh, after my like we used to have we have to punch 9 hours in office, right? So 9 hours I
Got it.
used to work. And initial 3 months it was just training for us. Like we have to solve training modules. So after my office shift, I don't have to do anything related to office, right? So nights it was attending classes, solving the questions. So Monday to Friday, that was my schedule after joining office. Like 3 hours I was giving every day, and then over the weekends, entire day was planned for just preparation. Because I might have joined this company, right? Even many people were telling me, don't you if you have joined some place, at least work there for 1 year. Otherwise, it will not look
Yes.
good in your resume. But I was
Hmm.
very clear, like as long as you have skills, uh, other companies will be able to like they will take you in as long as you have even a correct reason for it, right? Why you
Got
want
it.
to get there, right? So for me, it was very clear that yeah, no, I have to get into very good product based company. So I got a good learning experience in my first company. It was a very small company. It was like 30-35 of us. There I learned about interacting with clients and delivering projects. So I did learn about Ruby there. So
Got
in
it.
terms of learning, 3-4 months I learned things, but in that time itself I saw the repetitiveness of it. Like I created something and I was copy pasting it for other clients as well. So I started seeing that saturation within four
Cycle.
five months itself,
Hmm.
right? So my preparation was always going on, and even was giving me opportunities to interview with other product based company. So that was also going on. Even during that preparation, there were more rejections. I
Hmm.
They started referring me to mid-sized startups, early stage startups. I went for interviews as well. Now it was like much. I was much well prepared, so I was able to clear interview rounds. Some in most of them, I was getting rejected in final rounds. So
Got it.
like, okay, there is a progress, but still, I have to like prepare more. And another
So
thing,
basically,
yeah,
those months from April or like from the time that you got this prompt cloud offer letter, from that time it was running in your like no, it was running in your mind from Microsoft time. Ki
correct.
Microsoft itself the DSA started, but in the January you said ki fine, now I got another placement done, another offer letter tier 2. Now I will start my DSA in a proper manner, and I'll give it a I mean, fair chance, fair this thing in my lifetime, like that year, and finish it up, and then go on an interview with the product-based companies. That was running in your entire
Yeah,
thing. Yeah. Now,
yeah,
now, when you were actually giving like lots of interviews. Okay. Let's say by July you joined. Okay. July you joined in that company, and within 5 months you got Amazon thing. That means all those 5 months you were all at least 2 months, 2 to 3 months you have worked there, and the fourth month onwards you started like, chalo, I have to that interview thing, right? Off campus interview thing started for you,
no,
right?
so it was going in parallel. So had this placement group, right? So they were having
Ah,
some dedicated person. They were like calling me, okay, see, here is this opportunity. Will you be interested? So it was going with my job altogether. I was preparing, but in parallel, I was giving interviews as well. So I think
got it.
from August itself, it started. So from there,
Okay.
that point, I was giving interviews already.
Got it. Got it. Got it. From August itself, we were giving interviews.
Correct.
Got it. Now, one thing I have here. When you joined Amazon, right? Um, What was the thing there in Amazon like for you? Ki acha, fine. This is how this particular company is as compared to the first company that you have worked where only 35 employees were there. And although you have learned a lot from that, but what was it when you joined Amazon, your entire experience was all about?
Yes. So I joined in January 2020, and like it was like I was very happy with myself that I made it. It was initially, and I joined this the current office that I'm in, right? It was like it's the biggest office in India, and they just
Yep,
recently started
Hyderabad
it.
one.
So it was like it was very. I was feeling overwhelmed. Everything is so good here, right? I was just like it's kind of a dream for me.
Yep,
In terms of work, initially it was uh, just very small KTs. I have to first few weeks I was just seeing the KT videos, or someone from my team, they were telling me about okay what our team does, right? I getting used to what are the tools that I have to use. So I think that is how 2 3 weeks passed, and then I got a small task. So it was again not that big. I that was like just to make me used to okay how tools internal tool works, how you have to deploy things, how you have to like close on a task. So it was slow in the beginning, that but
yep.
after a month itself, I joined. I did not join as an SD. I joined as a programmer
Hmm.
analyst. Okay,
Got it.
so it's very close to software software developer role, but it's kind of, I would say, development plus support role. So we have to make this.
Understood.
Yes. So we had like internal tools. We have to make some configuration changes. So that is something I started off with as my work, as one of the works. And apart from this, I made clear it to my manager, see that I am interested in development as very much. So please give me these kind of tasks as well along with the job that I have to do. So
Yeah,
I got some tasks related to that as well. And initially, uh, Amazon has this culture that you have to figure things out on your own. You
got it.
like it from the day one itself. Like there is this culture that it will make you self-dependent. That most of the times you will be able to figure things out yourself. That okay, Amazon has its like the internal wikis and all documentation. Everything is very good. So all the most of the resources you will find somewhere. You have this internal search. You will be able to search and get what you want. So
Understood.
getting imbibe that culture. And another thing that happened was like since I joined in 2020 January, right? So 3 months lockdown
Uh,
happened. So
yes,
I
yes,
just
yes.
shifted to Hyderabad, and just before the lockdown, I went back to my home because it was mandated that you have to work from home for some time. So
Yep.
even that, since I was very like just a fresher in that role, right? So that learning which I could have gotten if I were in the vicinity of my seniors, that now went online. So
Work from home.
for
Yep.
me, the learning there, it was like, okay, if I have to ask someone something, I can just go there in person and ask them straight away. Now I have to wait for their messages. Uh, so that way, I got used to becoming more independent, self dependent. I would
Got
say,
it.
that, yeah, okay, I have to use leverage this tool as much as possible so that you have deadlines for your task. You have to complete it by
Yep.
that time, right? You can't say that because you were not doing, you were not able to do. So that was never an option. So this is how even I try to become self dependent from early on itself.
Got it. So I mean, in Amazon, the culture is like you have to do it on your own. I mean, like you can figure things out on your own. That's the
So it's like
culture.
you have to, there is a very strong sense of ownership. If you are owning this task, you have to take it to delivery. You if you see, if you are stuck somewhere, you obviously will take help from your uh, seniors. You will get their perspective as well, but in the end you have to drive it, you have to complete it. Now
Got it.
obviously if there is something which you can just do an internal search and you'll find that information, it doesn't make sense to take time of your seniors to just reiterate the same thing, right?
Understood.
So
And
that is
why
how
are
it
you
is.
why are you like wasting their bandwidth when you can actually do it
Exactly.
on your own? It's on the
Yes.
words. Got it. So relating back to the audience thing here, two questions I have. I mean, it's already I'm overshooting the time, but still, I have these two, three questions which are there running in my mind as well as
Yeah.
listening to you. Number one, what was the interview process to crack Amazon for you, and how it has changed now? Does it is it have changed anything, or like is it the same way? How is it? Because it's like already 3 years passed by, or like fourth year it is
Four
now that
years.
you have.
Yeah.
Yep,
Correct.
yep. So how was the entire interview process?
Yes, I think the interview process has not changed much. Just that before COVID, we used to have face-to-face interviews, in-person interviews a lot. Now it has shifted to virtual interviews, but the interview patterns they have not changed. We still follow the same procedure. Like you will have multiple rounds of interviews, and every round equally contributes to selection of a candidate. It's not that like as a fresher we have this thought that okay, if I clear the first round it means I did good and then I'm going to the second round, but it's
Hmm.
overall analysis, overall assessment, that you have to perform consistently good across the interviews, so that there
Got
are
it.
multiple rounds of interviews to ensure that it's not an outlier, right? It's a consistent pattern. Yeah, you have those skills. So similarly, it was for me that I gave an online test from my
Hmm.
own place itself. And then I had
Hmm.
like three face-to-face rounds on the same day. I went to Amazon Bangalore office only. And every round, you can expect leadership principle based question. So Amazon has these leadership principles, which gives as an interviewer, it gives us data points. Okay, uh, do you resonate with Amazon culture? Right. So
Are you in
the
tandem with Amazon? Yes or a no?
yeah, yes. So that
Hmm.
equally plays important. Your technical skills along with your personality, your are you do you will you be able to imbibe Amazon culture, right? So those things as an interviewer will look for. So similarly, I was asked a leadership principle based question in every round, and uh, for my role, since as I mentioned you, it was like very similar to SD, right? So every round was coding round for me.
Got
In
it.
the
Every
first
round
round,
was coding. All was DSA.
correct. So in the first round, I was asked DSA based question. Only difference was I was given the buggy code. I was asked that okay, this is the problem, this is the code. You have to find the logical and syntactical bugs if you know that language. But it was more about seeing okay, are you able to figure out any issue with the logic? Are you able to see if some edge cases are missing, right? So that is how it was the first round for me. And the second round, it was again a completely DSA based, like two DSA questions were asked with leadership principle based question. Third round, it was again similar. In third round, I was asked one DSA question, and more time were given on my projects. Right? Okay, that
Got it.
you did this project. The one books for you, the one that I mentioned initially, right? So
Yes, book
that
marketplace. I
was
mean,
correct.
the thing is that Amazon also started as a books marketplace
Correct.
in the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
original
Correct.
thing.
Correct.
And you
Yes.
also done
Yes.
something related to that
Yes. Yes.
in your college third year. So I was about to mention that time itself. Okay, boss, there was a Destiny call somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
So did you when you mentioned that project to Amazon, so what they mentioned, like what was their feedback?
Yeah, so I mentioned about what I did, right? It was there. So questions were like how you can extend it, how this
Hmm.
can be used by millions of people, what extra you can do with the current knowledge that you have. So it was more on the long-term view, okay, how this can be extended to a wider audience, right? So
Scalable,
questions were
how
on,
this can get into that scale.
yes, correct. And even the leadership principle based question, it was like, okay, have you done something out of your college curriculum which help
Hmm.
you in your skills? So I mentioned about this Node.js that I learned, right? So I told that Node.js was never in my curriculum, but I wanted to explore it on my own. So I did a project on it. So that is how I was able to connect the dots backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, in the first round of Amazon, it was a buggy code that was provided to you, and then the second round there were two DSA questions. Third round was one DSA question, and then it was all emphasis on your projects, what
Projects
extra you have
and
done.
leadership questions. Yeah.
Got it, done. And these are the only three rounds that you had.
On the same day, I just had these three rounds. The final round, it was a bar raiser round. So
Hmm.
it was supposed to happen in person, but due to some reason it happened online after a week. Again, there I was asked one DSA questions, and some other questions were like around the projects only, and the previous company that the current company when I was there in Prompt Cloud, right? Questions around my work there, how I am debugging things, questions from
Got it.
leadership principle perspective, and then why I want to leave a job so early. So I had
Hmm.
to I have to give a good answer for this question as well, like the actual
Yep.
reason for it. Yeah.
So when was this interview happening? Because if you joined in the month of January, that means at least 1 month prior, or like one and
Yeah,
a
it
half month prior.
happened around throughout the October, I would say.
October. Okay.
October end or November, early November, I got the offer. October, it was like interview phase only.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
November you got, then you had a 60 days a notice kind of stuff that
Yeah.
you were there on, and then you joined in January. So I think in the first week itself you have joined.
No, no, I joined in the last week of January.
Oh, that means it was a 3 month notice period that you had.
Yes, actually, it was 3 months. I did 2.5 months mostly, and I left. Uh, I left 10 days before my joining, and like I had to switch to
Got
other
it.
city altogether. I went
Yes,
back
that to
home.
Hyderabad. I mean, like
Yeah,
from Bangalore to Hyderabad, right now.
correct, correct.
And which city do you like more, Bangalore or Hyderabad?
So Bangalore, like I have my entire college group there, right? Most of them are still working
Hmm.
there. So I have
Hmm.
that friend circle there. Even the weather was good, but traffic is very bad.
Huh.
Hyderabad, overall, it's a very good city. I just have very few friends here, but right now I'm liking Hyderabad. But if I get opportunity to go to Bangalore, I might consider that.
Because you have the friend circle there,
Correct,
and
correct.
that's where you studied, so you know I entered here
Yeah,
only, right? मैं
yes,
ही लैंड
yes.
हुआ था झारखंड से ठीक
Correct,
है
correct.
Done. So fine. Now one last question I have. Someone we have covered interview thing and everything. I mean all aspects. Let it be internship, let it be first placement, let it be like if you have to switch a role and all. Now this question I wanted to ask you because many times people say कि यार don't switch companies soon and stay back and at least do 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 year, then you consider switching and learn something, contribute something, be loyal. There's a lot of things are there in the industry. So what is your message to the people who are currently working in some company, let it be a tier 3 company or when I say tier 3 company, a service based company or a company which is just got started and they are product based company but they're in a startup early startup stage. Okay, that's where I define it in my mind again up to like this is my thought process, can be different for someone, not I mean just putting the definition around them. So this how when they want to get out of this tier 3 companies, when is the right time for them? Now you have that experience. From that experience, like I'm asking this question, ki if you have to take that call, when is the right time? What are the factors that you consider before taking that call? कि हाँ मुझे अभी interviews में जाना है. I have to crack these interviews and get somewhere else.
Yes. So there are two aspects to it. One is the learning aspect and one is the compensation aspect. So as far as learning is concerned, I think within 6 months you can definitely see, okay, how is your learning going? How
Got it.
you will be making a contribution in that project or within the team. How is the team culture? You have like enough, you have spent 6 months into it, so you know how the company's culture is, how the team culture is. So I think 6 months you can take a quick assessment. Okay, am I learning things? Is it going in the right direction? I am happy with what I am doing. If the answer is yes, you can continue doing that. But again,
Got it.
another thing that comes up is the compensation. So is compensation below the market standard? Do you think the skills that you have, the contribution that you can make, the potential that you have, are you making that number that you have in mind? So if you think that you are underpaid, you should look for opportunities. Uh, but if there is this option that, okay, maybe after next 6 months, I will get a good jump, but the learning is good. So you can 6 months you can again give for getting more experience, and then again doing an assessment check after another 6 months. Okay, if the increment that I am getting, is it at par with what I have in mind? If the answer is yes, and you are fine with it, you can continue with that current company. But if you're not liking the way the things are, you're not resonating with the company's culture, you are not having a good learning curve, because in initial years you should definitely have a very I would say not exponential, but yeah, on that lines, learning curve. And if you see that, okay, from now itself I am like sitting and I have a lot of time to spare, then that is a red flag. So you should be
Got it.
learning, right? You should be you should be overwhelmed sometimes, that yeah, I have so many things to do, these are things I have to learn. So it's not that, okay, yeah, जिंदगी बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, कुछ नहीं करना है, बस आ रहा है पैसा. It should not be like that.
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Got it.
And
So
I
you're
yeah, I
yeah.
just want to add one more point. So I personally don't believe that you should wait for that 1 year mark, 2 year mark specifically to apply. Uh, because if you have you are doing this self assessment at regular interval of time, you will have your answer even before 1 year. So your preparations to start. If it's like, okay, maybe if I stay for another 3 years, I might get some increment which might help to get a better jump in the next company. You can make that call on basis of your situation, but you should not think like, okay, 1 year is over, now let's think about it. I think by that time, if you think, it will take another 6 months to execute your decision. So the first 6 months you should be even in your career, every time in 6 months you should make that assessment.
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
One last question I have. One last question. This is the last, okay? इसके बाद क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछूंगा मैं. ठीक है कि uh, what is the current job role that you are into, right, as a SDE? Okay, so
Yes.
what exactly, like for a layman person, okay, if someone is like a Uber driver asks you, or a first year students ask you, like, भैया आप करते क्या हो?
Yeah.
ठीक है, what is that you do at Amazon?
Yes.
आप कौन सा प्रोडक्ट बनाते हो? तो what is the answer for that?
So for me, I am fortunate that everyone can relate to it. So the Amazon packages that you get, the label that you see, where entire your detail and all other operational
Yeah.
details are there. This is one of a product that I am contributing in. So the softwares that power this product is where my contribution go to.
Oh wow, that's like
Yes.
literally one liner answer कि आप जो Amazon के ऊपर लेबल देखते हो उसका
Bas.
सॉफ्टवेयर मैं लिखता हूँ, मैं और
Yes.
मेरा
Yes.
टीम लिखता है खत्म. That's the answer. Oh
Correct.
wow, so nice, so nice. Thank you Atishey for your time taking time for this entire interview